Bloons Tower Defense 6 is a game in which you can easily sink thousands of hours, but there's only one part of the game with a nearly infinite amount of content, and that is free play. To quickly answer what free play is, it's basically when you beat any game mode and a menu pops up congratulating you on your victory. That menu has 3 buttons, one of which is the free play one. When you press it, the game allows you to play a nearly infinite amount of rounds. The way Ninja Kiwi, the developers, managed to do that is by randomly generating each round past 140. If you didn't know what a round is, it's basically like a level. So a certain amount of predetermined balloons come out at the start and your goal is to pop them. In certain game modes, you have a bit of leeway with extra lives, but usually want to save those. So in this video, I'm going to be covering the 3 main types of late game Bloons Tower Defense 6. Starting off, the first type of quote-unquote late game is boss events. In a boss event, you can play up to 140 rounds or until the boss leaves the map. You may be wondering what a boss is. To explain it briefly, it's a massive balloon with 5 stages, one of which spawns every 20 rounds. If you do not pop it in those 20 rounds, you lose. There's also different types of bosses, but to keep it short, I'll end the explanation here. So the reason I consider this late game is because you pass the normal 100 rounds of play and you usually have to farm hard enough to use either paragons or fill the map with 50 or towers. This type of late game is the most intense and has the least amount of randomness. Co-op late game is incredibly interesting since you can fill the map with multiple 5th tier towers of the same kind. You can also get degree 100 paragons without Geraldo and get multiple true sun gods. I couldn't really find any highest round achieved in co-op mode, and that's largely due to the fact that there's a big bug that even I have encountered. That bug is basically when you fill the map with towers, the game starts to slow down even in between rounds when no balloons are on the screen. That makes the rounds take way longer than they should. For reference, it took me about 2 hours to get from round 0 to 300 solo, and in my co-op playthrough it took me and my friend an hour to get from round 100 to round 170. So yeah, at that point a single paragon can solo rounds quickly without any lag, but in co-op the rounds are still going slowly. So excluding the bug and the lag that comes with co-op, I think this type of late game is incredibly fun. The second to last type of late game that I'm covering is Chimps. If you don't know what Chimps is, then look no further because I'm here to explain. So Chimps is an acronym standing for no continues, meaning if you lose you have to restart, no hearts, meaning you cannot leak a single balloon, no income, meaning you cannot gain any money except for the money gained from popping balloons, no monkey knowledge, renders the skill tree completely useless, no powers is a pretty minor restriction since it doesn't allow you to help yourself with insta monkeys, and finally the S stands for no selling. So how the hell are you supposed to go ultra late game with those restrictions? Well, the answer is with incredible skill, game knowledge, and a bug. So the current record is round 452, but that is only possible because of the Sun Temple that used to generate extra income. They recently patched that bug, making it pretty much impossible to get to that round. Before I talk about the last version of late game, I'd like to mention the easiest and least laggy one. So, the challenge editor is a tool where you can modify the game to either make it way harder or way easier. With that, you can basically make round 300 look like this. Now for the final chapter, normal free play. This is usually done in easy mode since the balloons move the slowest and everything is the cheapest. The current highest round achieved is round 604. The only reason that's the limit, however, is because the person that accomplished it had his save file corrupt, so his 3-month work project got ripped into shreds. I also attempted a late game run myself. Here's how it went. As you can tell, I am currently running on 10-ish frames per second, maybe 15. There we go. That's all I wanted to do.